VHS Cult.
VHS Cult.
Oh, that's pretty good. We'll have to chop that out for the intro. Mix it up.
This is VHS Cult.
Chopped and screwed.
Screwed and chopped.
Chopped
That's what I call my favorite sexual maneuver.
Chopped and screwed.
Screwed and chopped.
That's like more like Ted Bundy's favorite sexual maneuver. Or Henry Lee Lucas. I love living on the internet.
I love rock and roll. It's cool, drink of water, split the blood.
Oh, no, I was doing the I love living in the city. You know, the Fear song.
Oh,
because I'm punk rock. I don't listen to them classic rock jams. I listen to other boomer music.
Punk rock hasn't been popular in 30 years.
Yeah, it is, man. My Chemical Romance back on.
Oh, I will
tour.
fucking kill you.
They're not punk. They're not emo. They're not goth. I don't know what the fuck happened to kids on the internet who don't know how to correctly categorize things. But just because you listen to My Chemical Romance doesn't make you goth. Sorry, I'm a gatekeeper.
I think the last punk band, and I use this very loosely, was like Blink-182, and I don't think there's been a popular one since then.
Yeah, that might have been the last. Well, the late 90s was like the last gasp of punk, and it unfortunately was all that fucking Orange County pop punk bullshit. Obviously, there's still a lot of great punk bands that have come out since then. Punk's still a thriving like
punk is for the people.
Community. Yeah, but it's not like it'll ever be popular again. It doesn't seem like. Speaking of the internet and how cool it is and how I love living on it, something real interesting happened this week on the old Twitter.
I'm Sean.
I can't believe it's just been a week. There's just been sometimes there's weeks that just feel like whole decades have happened.
Well, I feel like a lot too. When I don't write with you during the week, it feels like the week goes a lot slower.
Oh, yeah, I was also sick this week, so time was really just a construct of man this week for me. I was just falling asleep
as opposed to
up.
the other weeks where it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, let's go over some of the dumber movie stuff first. Parasite, Best Picture, pretty cool. Did you ever watch Parasite?
Yeah, I watched Parasite. It was really good.
Oh, yeah, Parasite's a good movie.
Hey, you know that the rich people weren't so bad in that movie or something, and is that what you're going to talk about?
Well, I was going to talk about all the really bad takes people have about Parasite now that it's become mainstream enough that normies are watching it. Yeah.
Normies? Please don't say normies. I fucking hate that word.
You know what I mean, but like, you know, the regular
the normies.
All right, basic.
You sound
bitches.
like when you use the word normie, I want to punch you.
Basic bitches.
That's better.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, just the real vanilla crowd.
Yeah.
Not to say Parasite's it's a hidden indie gem or anything. But, you know
at this point, it definitely isn't.
You know what I mean? It has legs. It's reaching a wider audience now, basically. But so yeah, there's the people that don't seem to understand the class conflict in the movie, and it's not because it's not subtle. You know what I mean? It's not like they misinterpret it because it's too subtle or anything. It's just they're either willfully ignorant.
Maybe they are. Maybe it is
dumb.
too subtle.
I mean, it's too subtle if you're really dumb, I guess. And then the other one is people complaining that it only won because the Oscars are too woke, so they had to choose a foreign film. Like
how many women were nominated for Best Director, Kyle?
I don't know.
None.
How woke are they? Not to be that guy, but the only movies directed by women that were good this year are the kind of movies that aren't going to appeal to the Oscar audience. So, I mean...
Well, I mean, Parasite doesn't appeal to the Oscar audience either.
No,
you
it's
know what I
kind
mean?
of a surprise, yeah. They might have done it performatively anyways because Oscars are just kind of a joke. But there's a lot of people who are pissed that the Joker didn't win Best Picture. Are like, well, why would we care about this Korean movie that addresses all the things that the Joker tries to address but does a better job?
I mean, like, the Joker does not try to address fucking the class. Everybody that's saying the Joker is a movie about economic issues and class consciousness and austerity, it's like the thinnest fucking
it's just a little
take on that
slapdash paint job on a boring superhero movie that just copied Taxi Driver and the King of Comedy.
Thank you, Kyle.
It's lazy. Other good stuff as far as film and media goes. Stranger Things 4, they released a teaser.
Yeah.
Hopper's back. He's in a gulag.
I knew he was a prisoner. Everybody knew it.
Yeah. But remember in the 80s when Russians were bad guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember the 80s? Yeah. Russia. Bad guys.
Yeah.
The Cold War. What are they going to do when they get to like 91 and the Berlin Wall comes down?
Reagan will be the bad guy.
There's no way the show's gonna last.
No, they got one more season after this.
They only had one season.
No, I mean, like, for sure they're only gonna do one more. The kids are getting too old.
Yeah, there's just not any. They've already stretched the material so thin. I don't even.
It's real thin.
Remember what was going on? Like fucking.
It's like butter scraped over too much bread.
Yeah, what is it? There's fucking Lovecraftian alternate dimension or whatever. But like now, what happened to that shit?
You know, now the Russians are involved.
Yeah, like
it's geopolitical.
None of it makes sense. It's all just fucking dumb. Good news though, Green Knight. Did you see the trailer for the Green Knight?
Nope.
Oh man, you should watch it. Looks like it's probably gonna be the best film of all time.
I don't know if I should believe you or not. It's hard to read you right now.
It's got Dev Patel in it playing Sir Gawain, who's the as we all know, the nephew of King Arthur. He has to go on an adventure to slay the Green Knight. It's directed by David Lowery, who did A Ghost Story and Ain't Them Body Saints, which are two of my favorite movies of like the last 15 years. But no, you gotta watch the trailer. It looks fucking dope. It is A24 though, and they're really good at cutting trailers. So who knows if
it's a trick?
I honestly don't think it's a trick, just because David Lowery is a really good director, and it just looks visually satisfying. So I think it's probably going to be the greatest movie of all time.
Oh, did you see the trailer for the new Wes Anderson movie? The French
Dispatch. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks like Wes Anderson. I'm in it. I'll go see it. I like Wes Anderson. It's got like fucking everybody in it.
It's got all Wes Anderson's crew.
And the new people, it's got like Timothy Chalamet in it. Timothy Charlemagne.
Timothy Charlemagne the God.
Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, that French Canadian, French American. I don't know. He's North American, but he's got a French name. People seem to like him. He's been in a few good movies, I guess. Big thing though, as far as film goes this week, and it also crosses over into why the internet is fucking ridiculous, is very beginning of this week, one of the Chapo Trap House boys, posted an image from Pasolini Salo of a torture scene and equated it to like Buttigieg's campaign falling apart. And so immediately people had to act like they knew about Pier Paolo Pasolini and Salo. Oh yes, I am of course very familiar with this film.
I'm familiar with the works of Pablo Naruto.
Yeah, what's great about it to me is, of course there are people that know about Salo, because that's definitely one of those movies where you go on the internet and you're like, oh, shocking movies, Salo,
Faces
Serbian
of Death
film, yeah, shit like that. So there are people that are familiar with Salo. There's people familiar with Pasolini, of course, but the general, say, political wonks and just dweebs that exist on Twitter, I'm sure in general a majority of them are not familiar with Pasolini or Salo. And I just love that, so that they could get their hot takes in during the 2-day period that it was a big news story. They had to engage with Pasolini and Salo. Like, I need to quickly become an expert on this shit so I can have an opinion. It's just wonderful. Like, it's great because that means like Salo and Pasolini are getting attention. Like, there's no reason for any of that to be in the cultural zeitgeist right now. Well, all just because one asshole posted like a meme referencing Salo, and now just tons of people have to like invest time into finding out what Salo is.
Yeah, now someday I want to have that kind of power.
Yeah, like this is great. Like fucking, there people probably just now found out about the Marquis de Sade because of this. It's fucking the internet rules, man. Yeah, obviously, I'm making fun of the disingenuousness of a lot of people on both sides. I will both sides this issue. I'm sure there's tons of people that are not familiar with Salo, but I just love it. I just fucking love it that they're like fucking. Oh man, now I have to learn about some weird shit just so I can have a political opinion. The thing is, a lot of people who support
you can also just ignore it.
Yeah, the thing, a lot of people who support Pete Buttigieg thought it was somehow homophobic, which is great. That was just them showing their ass that they didn't know what Salo was. So that's right off the bat, that was great. And then other people having to engage and learn about Salo just so they could talk shit on Twitter, just equally, just wonderful. I fucking love the internet. I love living on the internet. We didn't watch any of that shit this week. We watched
sort of
The Serpent and the Rainbow.
From Wes Craven, director of A Nightmare on Elm Street, comes a story of the forbidden world between life and death.
There's a door to the mystical, and you just walk through it.
Somebody brought him back from the grave, and I want to know how they did it.
Death is not the end. I'll take your soul. You think you can take these people's secrets and just walk away?
In the shadows of the imagination lies the ultimate nightmare.
Don't let them bury me. I'm not dead.
The Serpent and the Rainbow.
Let me narrate The Serpent and the Rainbow for you real quick.
Bill Pullman already does.
Fucking annoyed. Like, the narration in this movie is not a replacement for whatever scenes they cut out.
Yeah, so the original cut.
This movie had to be like 2 hours long originally, right?
No, it was like around 3 hours. Originally.
Yeah, that makes way more sense.
Yeah. And Wes Craven was like, I don't know, it's too talky. I don't know if general audiences are going to like it. And the studio was like, we agree.
Let's put in narration.
Let's make it like Blade Runner. Apparently, so last time I watched this movie, it was only a few years ago, but I was like high as shit at the time.
Yeah, that would help.
So I only remembered like the cool psychedelic dream parts, I think. Because when I watched it last night or the night before, I was like, this is pretty boring anytime he's not like hallucinating. For some reason, I was so high and my memory was so foggy about it that I equated it to being like a psychedelic journey, like fucking watching The Holy Mountain or something. But no,
that's not bad at this at all.
Not quite. It's kind of just a mainstream thriller, right?
Yeah, it's like
it's intrigue.
Yeah, it's like a real Stephen King-esque. Like,
yeah.
We got some King stuff going here, guys.
Yeah, it's a Stephen King sort of thing. So it doesn't, nothing about the film or the costuming or the filmmaking itself sets it firmly in the 80s. You know what I mean? It's not one of those movies where it's like, oh, this is the 80s. But some of like the attitudes about the concept of the film and what's going on with it definitely seem pretty outdated, right?
Yeah.
I guess we'll talk about it more. We'll just set it up. An anthropologist goes to Haiti after hearing rumors about a drug used by black magic practitioners to turn people into zombies, which is already incorrect. Voodoo is not black magic, so fuck that one up.
I think they just mean that it's practiced by black people and it's magic.
Oh, black magic. Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
See? It's just literal.
What's great about this movie, to me, is a little theory I was cooking up while I was watching it. And I was like, all right, this movie came out in 88. Say maybe it starts airing on HBO in 90, 91. And maybe Vincent Kennedy McMahon catches it on HBO.
He's like, "Oh, give me a Papa Shango."
Yeah, I think this is where the origin of the Papa Shango gimmick came from, maybe. Because there's a guy that's dressed as one of the Loas. You see him a couple times in the beginning, especially. I think he's Papa Legba. And I could just see Vincent Kennedy McMahon be like, "Oh man, this spooky black people shit. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a
from the darkest continent now."
Because it's like, wow,
dark soul.
What else would like fucking be going on around the time for Vince McMahon to think of a voodoo gimmick? I'm for sure he watched this movie or something.
I do remember as a kid, like around like the late '80s, early '90s, like voodoo becoming like a kind of a touchstone in pop culture.
Really?
Yeah,
I can't remember anything else going on at the time.
I
That
do,
was voodoo
but
related.
and it's all vague in my memory. So maybe I'm misremembering.
Yeah, voodoo's cool though. So I guess misappropriate it for a cheesy gimmick on the WWF.
Just like everything the WWF does.
No class. That's what you got. No class.
You're like school on Sunday.
No class.
No class.
Aside from the origin of Papa Shango, we do have some wonderful cast of characters in here. We have the president of Earth, Bill Pullman. Today we celebrate our
Independence Day. I'm gonna start smoking a pack a day after this. All right.
He just talk lower.
Grab it in my throat.
He in this film he plays a white zombie. Yeah.
Got him.
White Zombie, of course, is a band that's named after a film called White Zombie. That's probably like really the first zombie movie, and it has to do with voodoo zombies. So it's not zombie. Obviously, Night of the Living Dead is what the ghouls, flesh-eating zombies all came from. But first zombie movie, technically, I believe, is White Zombie, and it's about voodoo zombies. So a long tradition here is Serpent in the Rainbow. Serpent in the Rainbow, of course, refers to what is the serpent is earth, and then the rainbow is heaven.
Yeah, we got to have like both written narration and also some expletive.
Just give you a little idea, but really, I think this is just about a gay snake.
This movie about gay snake.
It's gay snake.
Gay snake, the movie. That's what they build it as in Europe.
Yeah. Who else we got? We got Kathy Tyson. She's the hot local single.
She's not local.
She is not Haitian. Not at all. That's the thing is, I'm guessing because of like genetic drift. Generally, the island peoples all have very dynamic like looks and features and accents and stuff. And when she comes on screen, it's like, man, you're not Haitian. I know you're not Haitian. So I checked it out. She's half Trinidadian and then half English.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. That explains a lot.
Yep. And then the hero of the film, as far as I know.
Bill Pullman?
Oh, no. It's Zakis Moke.
Oh.
He's the evil. He's like, I guess he's the antagonist in the film, but he's got a cool gold tooth and he seems like the best actor. And I think he's great.
He wasn't acting.
Well, check it out.
He's actually a dark wizard.
This guy is also way more interesting than fucking Bill Pullman. So he's born in Johannesburg, South Africa. He was trained at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art and became one of the most distinguished thespians in South Africa for over 2 decades. He's one of the few actors capable of crossing the divided racial sections, punctuated by his collaborations with white writer Athol Fugard. He's also in Vampire in Brooklyn. But yeah, he seems badass. It'd be hard for him.
He is 100% the best actor in that movie.
Yeah, and just think about how hard it must have been for him to be successful in apartheid South Africa. Fucking nuts. We also got Paul Winfield, who plays Lucien Celine. We're gonna see him again. He's in a bunch of stuff. And then Brent Jennings is Mozart, and he's more of a TV guy, but he looks familiar. I'm sure I've seen him in other shows.
Oh, he did, probably.
And then finally, to round out the cast, we have some other white dudes who play honkies. Like, legitimately, like, hey, go on down to the,
You came back from deepest South Africa with medicines and plants, and no one else could do it. I didn't care if you rode on the back of a Jaguar or you came in a Jaguar.
200 miles out of the Amazon so we can exploit the resources of the indigenous people. I love it.
We're sending you back to do it again, you dirty son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch, we're sending you to Haiti to see if you can disrupt that shit. Speaking of which, due to political strife and civil turmoil in Haiti during the production, The local government informed the film crew that they could not guarantee the safety for the remainder of the shoot. So the crew subsequently ran away to the Dominican Republic. Whatever, that's nearby.
Isn't that like the King of Comedy was supposed to take place in Haiti, but they filmed it in like Ghana because it was political strife.
King of Comedy?
King of Comedy is not what I'm thinking of. The James Earl Jones movie. Isn't that? Wait, is that King of Comedy? Is the
that's Robert De Niro, Scorsese.
What's the other one? The shit.
In addition to that, the author Wade Davis agreed to sell the book rights on the condition that Peter Weir direct and Mel Gibson star.
Wow, you got screwed.
Neither of those things happened. So does he get the book rights back or what? Like, how does that work? The legality of it. Like, is that actually in the like
in the script? I don't know.
Or like, yeah, is that in the contract they signed? Like, well,
oh, it's just the comedians. That's the one it's called. Damn it, with Alec Guinness and
Alec Guinness. That's Obi-Wan.
You're right. It is,
and other things. Yeah. So this is a spooky voodoo movie. It's Wes Craven at his finest. In that there's a bunch of really cool psychedelic, like spooky scenes, and then a lot of middling sort of dialogue and shit. It's one of those movies where it's not outright offensive about Haitian culture, but it just seems pretty out of touch, and that might have a lot to do with the book and shit too. But
well, the book is nonfiction, right?
Correct. We're going to talk about the book in a second.
Okay.
But it's just whoa, we're going down to spooky Haiti where everything's real spooky.
The thing that got me was like Lucian. He's like, I'm a voodoo nightclub owner, man.
That's badass though. Like, what a job to have, voodoo nightclub man. Yeah, it's just the how prevalent everyone or how talented everyone is voodoo. Like, that seems like that's all that's going on in Haiti is voodoo. Everyone's a voodoo guy, and then. I mean, there's parts where like you could see like they're.
Well, didn't you hear voodoo? Haiti's 110% voodoo.
Yeah, there's parts where you tell they're like scamming the tourists and shit, and I was like, that's pretty good. And then of course we got our white hero who for some reason was supposed to sympathize with him, but you know me being a far lefty or whatever, I was like, man, this piece of shit going down there and still like indigenous secrets for a major pharmaceutical company. This is garbage. I hope he dies. That our hero should kill him. Zakis Moak.
Baby Doc. Oh,
what was his character's name? I don't remember him. He's just badass.
He didn't really seem like much of a hero. He was going around killing a lot of people.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as he doesn't support the pharmaceutical industry.
It's out there trying to get Lucian's nightclub performers to kill each other.
Yeah, and then of course Bill Pullman goes down there and he meets up with the hot local single. They fall in love or something? I don't know.
That was really kind of... Yeah, it's very thin. The whole thing is thin.
Yeah, it's a honestly disappointing watch, especially from Wes Craven. It's like, come on, you should have really leaned into it and made this shit weird as fuck. If you're going to be like, all right, we're going down to spooky old Haiti, then fucking make it weird. Get real weird with it. But it is 1988. People weren't ready to experiment with being buried alive and shit. I feel like I could remake this movie and make it like way, way more disturbing.
But would you want to? It's the real question. Is there anything here to really make...
I don't know if I'd want to, because that's the whole thing is like who wants to perpetuate like the misunderstanding of voodoo, you know?
What's Craven?
I guess. Well, that's what I mean. Is like that's really like outdated thought process.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, they got the zombies and the dancing and the mind control and...
They're out there killing and resurrecting people and keeping each other in soul jars and shit.
Yeah, those crazy Haitians. They're not like us, huh? It's a different world down there.
They're doing Catholicism wrong.
Yeah, that may have a lot to do with the book. So let's talk about the book. The script by Richard Maxwell and Adam Rodman is loosely based on the nonfiction book of the same name by ethnobotanist Wade Davis, wherein Davis recounted his experience in Haiti investigating the story of Clarvius Narcissa, who was allegedly poisoned, buried alive, and revived with an herbal brew which produced what was called a zombie.
A zombie.
A zombie.
Zombie. Zombie.
Was her name Shirley Manson?
What?
Cranberries? Her name is Shirley Manson. The actual full title of the book is Serpent and the Rainbow, a Harvard scientist's astonishing journey into the secret societies of Haitian voodoo, zombies, and magic.
Oh my god, it's like one of those 18th century titles.
Yeah, it sounds like this is some bitch shit. This is the guy who wrote this, Wade Davis. He sounds like the biggest wiener.
You hear that, Wade?
Wade Davis, you fucking wiener.
You're probably dead now. It's been 40 years.
The book presents the case of Clairvius Narcissa, a man who had been a zombie for 2 years. Oh shit, 2 years.
That's a long time to be a zombie.
As showing that the
I'm a reformed zombie.
It showed that the zombification process was more likely the result of complex interaction of tetrodotoxin, a powerful hallucinogenic plant called datura, and cultural forces and beliefs. I guess that's kind of explored in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Where they're like, well, it actually only lasts for 12 hours, and mostly he's just all fucked up from being buried alive.
It's probably just a brain dead from, not having enough oxygen.
Yeah, brain damage. That's the thing, too, is Christoph, the zombie from the beginning of the movie, who shows up again living in the cemetery. How did he get out? Did he just have to dig himself out?
Well, they say, like, someone must have dug him out.
Mm.
Like, I think that's one of the, like, a throwaway line in the movie.
But, yeah, so he's pretty messed up after it. And I guess that makes sense if you do have the cultural beliefs that are, like, ingrained into you to believe in zombies and shit. And someone does that to you, you'd probably wake up and be like, fuck, I'm a zombie. Damn it.
Damn it.
They got me.
That's like if I'm ever in Haiti and someone grabs my arm, I'm not turning around because I know I'm going to get zombie juice in my face.
Blast you with the zombie powder. Not zombie juice. Zombie juice is one of the rappers from Flatbush Zombies. He would never do that to you. He'd just give you some like sour diesel. Did I ever tell you the like idea for like a weed commercial I had?
Nope.
So, like it was if weed ever became recreationally legal like nationwide. And so now, like, dispensaries are going to have to start promoting their, like, brands or their different strains or whatever.
Right.
They'd have to have, like, commercials for it.
Obviously. I know how capitalism works.
Yeah, so it was like, it would be like someone pulling up to a gas pump and they'd, like, take out the pump, put it in their mouth and hit the diesel button. And then they'd suck on it and then they'd blow out this huge cloud of smoke. That's some sour diesel.
I love it. Print it.
Yeah, that's some good shit, right?
You're hired.
Good shit, good shit. Yeah, I should be a marketing man like in Mad Men. Be like, hey, Toots, give me another, what do they drink? Highballs? Harvey Wall Climber. No, they drink old fashions.
Old fashions.
Right?
Drink, yeah.
That's fucking bullshit.
Old fashions are good.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're like, you gotta like put a lot of work in making them.
That's
right?
why you don't make them.
Oh. Nah, I'm just like, gin and tonic, please.
That's a lot of work in gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic. There's not. You put ice.
You gotta
in
cut
it.
a lime.
No, you don't. Fuck that shit. Here's how you do it. You put
First of all, it's not. If there's no lime in it, it's not gin and tonic.
You find the biggest cup you can find. You get a handful of ice. You throw it in there. You pour gin into it until the ice is all floating. And then you put tonic in it. You're good to go.
You throw a whole lime into it.
You throw it in there with force. And then your girlfriend's sister comes home and she's like, hey, I got this promethazine cough syrup. And then you pour that into your gin and tonic. You get real fucked up. And then then you're 33 years old with tachycardia, heart palpitations. What's it from? I don't know. It's the
Cough syrup, probably.
The 2 times I did heroin. The time I was selling Xanax and taking a lot of it. Is it from the cough syrup? Who knows? Yeah, I didn't treat my body right in my 20s.
No one does.
Yeah, that's like the time you're most powerful. You may as well like just deteriorate yourself. Yeah, if I hadn't done that, I'd be unstoppable now. People wouldn't be able to stop me. So it's a good thing I did that. Otherwise, I'd taken over the world at this point. Good thing I kneecapped myself with drugs and alcohol. Otherwise, I'd be out here just punching people in space.
Yep, that's probably exactly what happened.
I'd probably be the king of voodoo at this point. Fucking voodoo king.
I know exactly as much about voodoo as the makers of the Serpent and the Rainbow.
Yeah, I know just as much as Wade Davis, Wes Craven, all of them combined. I have a Grigri bag in my room.
Ooh.
One of my friends made it for me a long time ago. She is not white. Just to get that.
That makes it better.
Yeah, just let's not be accused.
She's Asian.
Not be accused.
She's from Japan.
No, I think I believe she's Dominican and Haitian. So her name is Tia. I don't.
Tamara?
No,
Lowry?
I don't really talk to her anymore. It's been years at this point. But they were like, we were like getting close for a minute. And it was like, ooh, are we gonna date her? You know, but we didn't end up. And I just remember thinking like,
I'm gonna put my soul into your jar.
yeah. But I was just thinking more. Her name was Tia, and like in our family, all the kids call their aunts like TT. And I was like, man, that's gonna fuck the kids' heads. You know?
I think that'd be okay.
Well, it's also like Tia's auntie, anyways. Yeah. But you know, things didn't work out. I got a Grigri bag. We had some good times together. Now I'm king of voodoo, so that's cultural appropriation. According to the book, the assortment of ingredients in Haitian zombie powder include the following. You ready?
Yep.
Pufferfish,
Sweet. Got it.
matter from a corpse.
Yep.
Specifically to Davis' adventure in Haiti, the Bokor, a Haitian shaman, crushed the skull of a deceased infant that had been dead for a month or two and added it to the poison. So just the skull? I guess the brain would have deteriorated after a couple months, right?
Yeah, they were getting that brain juice, that brain powder.
Yeah, there's probably brain dust in there. Fetal brain dust.
Keep going. I need to know the powder.
Are you writing them down?
Yeah.
Freshly killed blue lizards. A large dried toad with a dried sea worm wrapped around it. This was prepared beforehand, apparently. So maybe you get those at like the store or something. The food store. What is known as cha-cha, which is albizia, and what is known as the itching pea, which is a certain kind of pea that
Urine or pee or
like peas that
water
you
pee.
eat.
Oh,
You know, like English people eat them all the time. Peas.
They also drink a lot of gin and tonics too.
Mushy
you fucking
peas.
traitor.
Do they?
Gin is an English drink.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, but I drink gin and tonics because when I was 15, I found out it was F. Scott Fitzgerald and Shane McGowan's favorite drink. So I just never matured after that point. So I started smoking too. It's because Nick Cave looked cool with the cigarette. And Albert Camus, there's that famous picture of the cigarette. I was like, yeah, cool. That's for me. Propaganda has no effect on me.
Ooh, Albert Camus looks real cool.
Yeah. I'm coughing because I'm sick. It's probably the sound recording. The mix is going to be bad on this one. Fuck it. The movie was dumb anyways. What do you think, Wade Davis? You think probably his research and his book and everything was well accepted by the scientific community? They're probably all like, that sounds legit. What do you think? You think that happened?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, no, you're wrong. Bam. Your man Davis here, his claims were criticized for a number of scientific inaccuracies. Some scientists found little or no tetrodotoxin in samples provided by Davis. So,
Well, being is that his fault though? It's voodoo powder. It worked.
Davis does not suggest that the zombie powder containing tetrodotoxin was used for maintaining mental slaves, but for producing the initial death and resurrection that convinced the victims and those who knew them that they had become zombies. The samples he brought back didn't have anything special in them.
Well, did anybody ever try to blow them in their face?
That's a good point. Did any of these
Did anybody actually test it?
any of these so-called scientists
That's what I'm saying.
ingest the poison?
If they're so sure it's nothing, why don't you take some, you little bitch?
That's right. That's like
Bill Pullman.
that dude that senator or whatever who like was like, fracking water's fine, I'll drink that shit.
Oh yeah, the guy's like, all right,
He's like,
here you go.
And he's like, that looks like doo-doo water, sir. Sir, I don't want to drink your doo-doo water.
You said it was fine.
What I love about this concept, I think it is actually like a real thing in Haiti, or it was at one point. Is the zombie powder stuff. There's several reported cases of people being zombified.
I mean, I definitely remember watching like some documentaries, and I'm using air quotes here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably totally wrong and sound like an idiot. I didn't do as much research as I needed to this week because I've been hella sick. It's like the first time I've been sick in like over a year, and it got me pretty bad. The worst thing now is the like fibrous muscle tissue in between my ribs is sore.
Oh, those intercostal muscles.
Yeah, so it's like every time I cough or like turn the wrong way, it's like feels as bad, almost as bad as the time I broke my ribs. To get back to what the meat of this story, I do like the idea of people like Bokors and voodoo shamans running around blasting people with zombie powder, just blowing it into their face, because like that shit That's like fucking the dudes in like the English Civil War who used to claim they were wizards would do. They'd mash up psilocybin mushrooms. And blow
hallucinate, you bitch.
Blow them into people's noses and then like start talking to them about how they're a wizard and blah blah, and basically just scam the shit out of them because they got them all tripped out. And like, that shit just seems fun. Seemed like a much more interesting time to be alive. That's like magic does exist until science figures out how it works. You know what I mean? Yeah, you fucking imagine how that would be. Like you're just some peasant from the English countryside. You come from fucking, I don't know, Devon. That's one of those
Lancasters.
Yeah,
sphere.
You're like, oh, fighting for your lord, and then this metropolitan sort of wizard man comes up. He's walking at your fun, you know. He's got a little swag to him. He's walking like fucking Bart Simpson doing the Bartman. He's coming. He's like, hey, fella, you ever met a wizard before? Except for he says it in a London accent. Oi! Hey, so fella, you ever met a wizard before? Except in the 1600s, they probably sound way different. But Lord,
yeah, like from what I've read about accents in the drift, like the Boston accent is closest to what we would like the 1700s English accent.
Yeah, there's a specific play company in England that does a historically accurate accent for William Shakespeare's plays. They sound like cartoon pirates. So that's probably what this guy would have sounded like.
Yarb, yarb, hump, hump.
Here come, I got is, I'm the wizard.
Look at me, I'm the wizard.
I'm the wizard. I come with the magic mushrooms. Yeah, plus they're not too far removed from like Middle English. They probably sound a little bit more northern, you know. Come with the magic mushrooms.
Scandinavia.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, they used to blow magic mushrooms into people's faces and then trick them and shit. Which, seems like a good way to operate. I'm guessing, that's how you became rich.
That's how people become rich these days.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Elon Musk?
Yeah. Yeah, but he did the opposite. He was born into wealth, used that wealth to make more and scam people, and then he started doing drugs himself. And he was like, oh, well, what if you don't see color the same way I see color?
No shit, you don't see colors the same way I see colors.
I'm 45 and I have big thoughts on the Joe Rogan podcast. I smoke one hit of the blunt like a bitch. He looked like a bitch. Hit me up on Twitter.
Did you hear his album, his music?
He's got music?
You didn't hear that? He's got music.
Music? Like,
no, it was like a synthy thing I heard.
Leave it to Grimes, buddy.
No, don't.
Leave it to Grimes.
Don't let her make music anymore either.
How dare you, sir?
She's been befouled.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't put it that way. I mean, that's I don't know. That seems a little bit too negative. She can do what she wants with her life. But she does hang out with an idiot, and it kind of makes her like an idiot by proxy. And she also says a lot of really dumb shit. So she might just be an idiot. Speaking of being idiots, let's talk about the Protestants in Haiti.
There's 15% of them. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. In Haiti, Catholics often combine aspects of Catholicism with aspects of voodoo. This practice is forbidden by the church and is denounced as diabolical by Haitian Protestants. Oh, the fucking Protestants up to no good again, huh?
We're the Protestants. No one can have any fun anywhere.
What? You're trying to have fun, are you? Are you? Also, it's weird for the church to denounce the practice because the way that voodoo operates, where you talk to the Loa or the spirits to be able to be closer to God, that's kind of like how the saints operate in Catholicism. So
I mean, that's historically how Catholicism got its hooks into everywhere, is by taking the local traditions, religion, and just kind of co-opting them.
Hey, you got a pantheon of gods? Check out this new pantheon of saints.
Hey, guess what? Your gods might be a saint. We don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's a devil, actually.
Let people be. Let them do voodoo. Let them
that hoodoo that you do. That
crazy
voodoo
Catholicism stuff, but never let them be Protestants because those guys ruined America. I can interpret the Bible any way I want to, but only how I say you can. Snake handling. Oh, we're going to travel around in tent churches and molest children. Ah, yes, Protestantism.
I want to talk about the...
Obviously, Catholicism is not better. All religions why. I'm just trying to... But I just always want to give Protestants a hard time because it's like the religion du jour of like sort of in the United States, right? Whatever. Who's your favorite Loa?
I want to talk about my favorite cameo in this movie, and it's Skylynx, the Transformer.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. The kids playing with.
Yeah, I love that. He's one of my favorite Transformers as a kid.
Goes to hang out with the hunkies, and they're like, "We love the work you're doing in these other countries."
Oh, my wife's going crazy, cuckoo. Oh,
yeah, that part was cool. And he's like, "Oh, just put a wallet in her mouth. It's a seizure." That's people used to think you bite your tongue off or whatever, right?
Yeah. That's probably she probably had a stroke. Strokes usually make you eat glass and try to stab somebody, right?
Mm-hmm. I like Bill Pullman's just like, oh, I gotta go. This is a weird scene for me. What is this, like the foreplay?
I don't understand white culture anymore.
Yeah, well, I've spent too much time among the mystical Negroes.
No, not only them, brown people too.
Oh yeah, he was in the Amazon
drinking that ayahuasca. I assume that's what it's supposed to be.
Ayahuasca?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, sure. It's some vaguely, like, here, white people, try this out. Ayahuasca. Not to denigrate ayahuasca or the ceremony at all. It's obviously some real shit for their culture. But, I don't know. I just don't. Oh, I'm
Joe Rogan can also talk about it on his podcast.
Well, yeah, it's just when you see, like, fucking white liberal dorks on Twitter, they're like, I'm on the second day of my ayahuasca journey and we need to vote for Liz Warren. And weird shit like that. It's like, what? This is fucking dumb. But then again, I don't believe in anything and my life is completely bereft of any meaning. And maybe ayahuasca is some sort of godlike formula.
You should try it. Maybe it'll come to you. I
mean, it's definitely something I would try. I've done like every other
I wouldn't. You could throw up afterwards.
Yeah, but like the thing is, like you don't like care when you're like that fucked up.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I've thrown up plenty of times doing shrooms and other stuff, and you're just like, "Whoa, that was weird. That's some weird shit, man."
This movie's fucking garbage.
Oh yeah,
right at the beginning, like they literally. He has a little conversation with his doctor mentor person about the soul. He's like, "Where's the soul come from? Is it under the hood next to the carburetor, huh, buddy?"
Got him.
And like, that's what this movie's gonna be about, the soul. And then they kind of just lightly touch on it like a couple more times throughout the rest of the movie. And like, this fucking movie sucks.
Yeah, you know what else sucks about it too is Bill Pullman's just like a little skinny little wiener.
The best part of the movie is when he gets a spike driven through his testicle.
Just through his scrotum, I think.
Yeah, I guess. But still,
yeah, he screamed pretty loud.
Honestly, the people pay a lot of money for that ball torture shit with high heels.
That's all it is. When he did it, it's like that ain't nothing, and he like wasn't even that upset about it. Well, I mean, he screamed like a bitch, but then afterwards he's like, "Oh, never mind, it was nothing." And it's like, well, I just screamed like that, nerd.
Well, let me jump a testicle or a spike through your testicle sack and see how you scream.
I mean, if I'm ready for it, I don't think it'll bother me.
I don't believe you for a second.
All right, I'm gonna do it then. Piercings and tattoos and being hurt and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if I was in the mood for it and prepared for it, I'd just be kind of like, "Oh, that hurt," but I don't think I'd be like, "Ah!" You know what I mean? Presumably, what they did is they pulled some of the skin of his scrotum and just pierced and drove a spike through it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like super sensitive.
Yeah. It's pretty sensitive.
There'd probably be a lot of blood, though. I feel like there's a lot of... I don't know. I guess I'll try it out and let you know. Legitimately, if anyone listening to this is like a body modification person or whatever and wants to like...
please let us know.
Pierce my scrotum, I'm down to try it out. See what's up. That might be pretty cool. You can get like a piercing on your balls. I've seen people that have it. I might be alright with that. Yeah, hit me up. Hit me up on Twitter or my email. I'll try it out. We'll see what it's like. Speaking of bad movies, you had a review of Conan the Destroyer.
You want to read it? Yeah, okay, here we go. New segment. We'll read a review, a 5-star review from the previous movie we watched. This one here is from Brett. Ready?
Yeah.
Here is a movie I know and love. I used to think this was Arnold's most popular movie. Here he is offered a quest by a queen, Sarah Douglas, from Superman 2, But why request his help if she's only going to go behind his back and betray him? It's very simple. This guy needs to describe the plot and explain it to us.
Yeah.
His job is to help defend the team, help deal with wizards and warriors as well as beasts. Grace Jones is also included as Zula, who gets a little crazy when she's facing an opponent. That's what I loved about her. Bombata is a decoy for a diversion pretending to be a good guy. And Sly Lie gradually revealing... I think that's supposed to be slyly.
Yeah.
Slyly gradually revealing the fact that he will eventually turn on Conan. This guy words things very strangely. And at the same time, giving himself an edge to gain a perfect advantage over Conan. What? And there's a period here for some reason. And buying himself time near the end.
Okay.
I'll say the movie stands out quite a bit as far as being worth watching and enjoying. Then he figures out that he's been taking advantage of and must rescue the young princess before she can be sacrificed. Conan the Destroyer is a great movie. It is for all ages, perhaps not all that good for children under 10. I do think Arnold Schwarzenegger, man, this is a family movie. Didn't you hear our review last week?
It's all over the place.
I do think Arnold Schwarzenegger is at his best. He makes a good choice for a warrior. There is no hesitation from him at all. And if he has to face a beast or enemy. And I think that it's one of the things that makes him so good in any movie. He has the right motive. This is probably about the best action I think you'll get ever from Arnold Schwarzenegger. He brings the action in this movie and doesn't fail at all to please the fans at this movie. Very good script, very good.
Oh, okay.
In the past, children could watch this movie. This was back in the 80s, but because things are different and there is plenty of bloodshed in parts of the movie, some parents are not okay with their kids watching this. I would recommend it to anyone over 15. What about the 10 to 15-year-old? Are they maybe? Because he said before, no 10. Yeah. Now he's like, no, 15. I've been watching this movie for at least 30 years. It leaves viewers...
Non-stop?
It leaves viewers cheering, period. And Conan is a good hero at the end. It's great any day.
He didn't mention Conan's a pedophile.
No, he probably didn't think about it.
Oh, yeah, he's... well, things used to be different in the 80s. He used to be able to kiss 15-year-olds. Wow, how I miss those times. I like reading movie reviews, and someone's probably going to be like... actually, we don't get a lot of feedback on the podcast, but presumably I can imagine at
some point someone's going to be like...
I can imagine a hypothetical figure who would give me pushback for this statement. But I like reading just regular-ass people's reviews of movies because you get a lot of insight into their personality and their beliefs, like politically and spiritually and all those sorts of things. I know a lot of people are like, no, that's bullshit, blah, blah, you can't. But no, obviously... with a review like that, you know what kind of person is writing that review. Like, I remember the good old days of the 80s when there was blood and blah, blah, blah. And obviously they can't keep a coherent thought together. And basically, you read that review and you're like, this asshole gave it 5 stars. I know this movie has got to be 2 stars at best.
I want to find a 5-star review, or better yet, like a 1-star review of a really great movie. That takes as much detail and thought as, like, say, this review did of Conan.
That's the problem. Is usually the 1-star reviews you can find for most movies is like, oh, this is trash. End of sentence.
I'm really trying to find a review for Godfather that's 1 star.
1 star.
That's at least 2 paragraphs.
If you go through the reviews on Shudder, my favorite thing is anytime it's a foreign film with subtitles. They'll invariably...
No, I need English. I don't want to read.
Yeah, invariably be like a handful of reviews, comments on the movie. They're like, garbage. It's not even fucking in English. Why do we want to watch this shit?
Which is what I'm sure what people said about Parasite when it won.
It's just the craziest shit to me. Like, okay, you paid for Shudder, which is like a niche, very specific. You just want to watch horror movies, right? So presumably you'd want to watch as many horror movies as possible, right? And maybe
not if I have to read.
Maybe you'd be willing to watch foreign horror movies.
Yeah, if they're dubbed in English with an American cast.
I just feel like taking the step to go out of your way to get Shudder should already like preceding that, you should already be okay with reading subtitles.
I just feel like if you're paying for Shudder and you're that into horror movies, okay, maybe you don't like subtitles. Why the fuck are you feel the need to write a review to tell people that you don't like subtitles?
Yeah, and I don't know.
Watch another fucking movie.
I don't know. Humans are just disappointing. Fucking you
The world's disappointed.
spent money on Shudder because you presumably love horror movies, and now you're just mad because this horror movie is not from America.
Yep.
What's wrong with you?
Everything.
Just watch more horror movies. Watch more movies with subtitles. Shit's good. Speaking of which, Valentine's Day, I was sick as hell, but I watched Thirst. Yeah. Yeah, it's a Korean vampire movie directed by the man, the myth, the legend, Park Chan-wook, the guy that made Old Boy.
Old Boy?
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know he's got other movies that are
No, he only did the Old Boy.
just as good or better than Old Boy. Check him out. Check out his entire filmography. Thirst is really good. It's really weird and erotic, which is that's my steez.
What are we watching next week?
Next week we're watching Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights. You got Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Red Fox.
Red Fox?
Yeah, it's got everybody. I don't know. I'm excited to watch it again.
I'll
Harlem
shoot
Nights
off
is a good
pinky
movie.
toe.
Big Marvel news. You ready?
Nope.
It's time for the Marvel news update so we can laugh about Marvel shit. I saw today that the cast of the Eternals cried when they filmed the scene that was the first gay kiss in a Marvel movie. Oh, Disney, you stalwart providers of the progressive, meaningful societal change. Thank you, corporate overlords, for saying it's okay for two people of the same sex or gender to kiss.
That scene won't be shown in China.
Yeah, it's in the background, so it could be easily edited out in Russia and China. Make a few more fucking.
Well, they cut off the kiss in the Star Wars kiss in China, right? That's what I remember.
Yeah. Okay. Like, have people gay kissing and fucking have gay sex in the movie. Do something cool, but don't like hype it up beforehand. You know, it's fucking a press release about the cast. Oh, the cast was so moved when we filmed the gay kiss that's going to be relegated to the background and edited out for international release. Fucking moving. Just real shit from your great friends over here at Disney and Marvel. It's really, we're going to change the course of history with this one, boys.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, what do you expect? This is the way corporations always talked about themselves. So, what do you expect?
I know, but like, well, I'm here to clown on corporations. I don't like them. I don't like them. They're bad. So yeah, that's Marvel news. Nothing new about that. Shit. I guess that's it. I don't know. Yeah, Harlem Nights, McVentureProductions.com. I mean, VHSKvLT.com. Either one. When you get that money, this is not really a money-making endeavor just yet. But
or at this rate, it never will be.
I mean, it can take years sometimes. We got an important message to get out there that I think the people need.
What is it? Because I don't know.
Marvel's bad. 80s movies are usually also bad. And I don't know. I'm willing to get my scrotum pierced. That's the big message of this episode. And
I'm willing to get my scrotum pierced, but not release a press release about gay kisses.
I love gay kisses, but I don't care about Marvel and Disney doing gay kisses. I see gay kisses everywhere. I fucking love it. I don't want to see superheroes gay kisses. Because I don't want to see superheroes doing shit anymore. Unless it's a superhero actually doing a shit.
That's the movie I want to.
Right. Did you see the Batman costume reveal or whatever?
Thor's Wake. Where they 20 minutes of the Hulk taking a shit.
Did you see the Batman costume reveal?
I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
Oh boy, they revealed his costume and they made it like a teaser.
Good for them.
Everything must be promoted. I can't wait for Bernie Sanders to win. Speaking of us not being a money-making organization, we need to make enough money by the time the inauguration happens so that I can be in Washington, D.C. on the day of inauguration so I can see the first people be assassinated in the streets. Who do you think's top of the list? Chris Matthews, of course.
I like that you have any hope that Bernie Sanders is going to be president at this point.
He's going to do it. I'm feeling the burn. I have been consistently for a while, but I was being low-key about it until it looked like he might actually win because I don't want to look like a fool. But now it looks like Bloomberg might be president. So I look like a fool anyways. Shit. God damn it. Bloomberg will probably be one of the first people to go on inauguration day.
Nah, he's too rich.
But money's not going to matter when Bernie Sanders is president.
Okay.
It's going to be like Venezuela.
Yep.
Just like
We'll elect
Venezuela.
Bernie, and then everything will change. It'll all be great. Because that's how it works in America. We get a president, and he's a king, and he does exactly what he wants, and there's never any problems.
Gotta try.
Fucking dumb people.
Gotta try.
Yeah, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everybody being fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, the whole point is just to, can we move to the left slightly, please?
No, we can't.
Please, can we try? Please, a little bit, because even, I mean, Bernie Sanders is fucking a moderate. You know what I mean?
No, he's not.
He's as far as like my political spectrum.
Yeah, compared to you.
So it's like, all right, come on, get him in there. Eventually, we'll get to the left. Come on, we can do it. Eventually, you know, could have a more equitable society, perhaps. Won't need the police anymore. It'll just be local militias.
That's never caused any problem.
Solidarity, man. Yeah, this problem is most of my political beliefs hedge on somehow us being able to change like the attitudes of normal people.
Of society at large.
Yeah. Which I think is entirely possible, but it's like, oh, it's gonna take 1,000 years of completely different society, different propaganda, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. I guess this isn't a political podcast. It is a lot of the time. Movies are political. Art's inherently political.
Well, politics is everything. You know, and I'm
Everything's
sick of it. You know, Kyle, I just don't want any politics in my Star Trek.
Whatever. That's enough.
Enough Star Trek
That's
talk.
some rambling shit, man. What an episode. Fucking episode 200. Right? I don't know. I don't even know.
70 something.
Fucking, we're doing it, man. It's only been like, it hasn't even been 2 years yet. But now's the time. Everyone who has a podcast is like short, fat, and dresses bad.
Yeah.
Makes me not want to have a podcast anymore.
Because you're gonna turn into a short, fat, bald guy who dresses bad.
Yeah, it's like my hairline gonna start receding, and like I'm just gonna get shorter and fatter, and like have to start dressing like fucking my dad. Because that's what every podcast.
I don't know,
is.
Kyle. I've been looking at New Balances. They have double wide shoes, which I'm a big fan of.
We're gonna get the New Balance Dad 10s. Gonna be awesome. Oh, we got the fucking the new Dad series coming out. You can get them in grass stained green, worn out toe. Hell yeah, get some New Balances. Not me, man. Combat boots forever. Different kinds of boots forever.
New Balance combat boots.
They got them?
They're going to.
I need them. I can't be wearing boots all the time.
Getting old. My back, my toes,
my knees, mitosis. Yeah, I don't know. Fucking let's get that money though. Plant your seed, let it grow. We'll watch more movies. We'll talk about them. We'll ramble about politics. I'll try to instigate fights with everyone. Apparently, I don't respect anyone or believe anything. I don't know. Every time I do this podcast, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm crazy.
I hate everyone and everything. I think everything is stupid.
When I edit it, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, Kyle. You're right. Yeah. All right, cool. MovieVentureProductions.com, VHSKvLT.com. Follow us on Twitter. Rate and review. Try to help us get that Spotify contract. I'm gonna get my scrotum pierced. Gonna fight Chopper Trap House. Gonna fight Pod Save America. I'll fight them all
At the same time.
Line them up. I don't know.
Cage match.
I don't know if my cardio is good enough for that, but yeah, cage match. I'll just have to take some breaks.
It's a fall brawl.
I'll be
War
like,
games.
It's gonna be like the backstage Super Bowl pictures from like the first couple ones where they're smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee at halftime. That'll be me. It'll be like, all right, I gotta take a break.
It'll be like what's a '93 Royal Rumble? You'll be Ric Flair out there. Woo! Woo! Style and profile.
Style and profile. Hell yeah. I don't like Ric Flair when I was a kid because he was old and had
He was
flappy
a bad
titties.
guy, but yeah.
But I get it now. You go back and watch old Ric Flair stuff. Well, yeah, because he was also heel too. So when you're a kid, you're like, how dare you say that to Macho Man?
But now he's out there selling profile.
Yeah, but now I'm like, I get it. I hate him. I still hate him a little bit because just like, he's promoting like wealth excellence. Fuck that shit. But then I also like, I know you're really just a cracker hillbilly who didn't have any money.
I feel you, nature boy.
He did whip his dick out a lot though, so that sucks.
Well, that's wrestling in the 80s for you,
Yeah.
and the 70s, and the 90s, and the aughts.
Woo! We need to watch some wrestling shit again. Oh, WrestleMania is coming up. We'll do something. Keep silent profiling on 2020. And silent profile all the way to my DMs if you can pierce my scrotum or if you got good nightgown pics. That's right, I'm lecherous.
Oye, dime si tú sabes si has visto una mujer pelo corto en la rodilla, en la rodilla. Dime si tú sabes si has visto